delight on this Mother's Day, May 9, 2021, to say welcome to Center for Spiritual Living at Red Deer. Life is so good. And as we enter into our meditation time, I ask you to join me in the quiet. Relax as you're able to, and I'm just going to take a moment. Well, one of you go and put Gordon's ramp down outside the door. You know where it is? Leaning up against the book cabinet. Lovely. All right, we're on hold for just a minute or two. So just be with me in the ease and the beauty of this space. Breathe and relax and be. Or you may choose to know with me. I breathe, I relax, I am. 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 And in the I am of this day, I choose to know this planet, this life, this universe, everything to be wholly holy. And as I recognize that all that is holy, then I put myself in that place too. The universe is holy because it is the manifest body of God. This earth is holy because it is part of that body of God. It's one in the universe and of the universe. I am holy because my being, my body too, are of that planet, this planet, the universe, the body of God. And my mind is the mind of God, for the mind of God is the only mind there is, and that mind is holy. So in this universe that is wholly holy in mind and body, I know that the truth of the whole of it is spirit, wholly holy spirit. And I know that each one of us is in and of that which we call spirit. And please, if I speak in the I am, make it your I am as it works for you. So I take a deep breath and I declare, I too am wholly holy. And I take a minute of silence to contemplate that and what that means, that I am wholly, holy, not in part, but in whole. I am wholly, holy. And I am now in a holy space, not because it's called a church or a center for spiritual living, but merely because it is a space in this universe. The roads, the pathways on which I walk are holy. The air which I breathe is holy. And I look upon myself to some extent as a caretaker of all that is holy, which means to be a caretaker of all that is. I start with myself, my own wholly, holy body. I nourish it with that which I know to be holy and nurturing. I keep it clean. I take it for walks. I laugh. I love. All of this is part of being holy, wholly, holy. When I think of the world that I am in, the home that I dwell in, and I mean the one that has a roof and walls, that is holy space. And the body I dwell in is holy space and holy substance. The food that I eat is holy substance. And so today, I enlarge my thinking. I let my mind truly be the mind of God expressing through me in ways of holiness and wellness and wholeness. For the mind and the spirit and the body of God are all of that. And I consider the things that happen in this world. And the things that happen that we judge as bad or harmful are still expressions of God in some way, even if it is a negative way, what we declare to be negative. A virus is some part of this planet. And this planet is not only part partly the body of God. The whole thing is of the body and nature of God. So how do we have power over a thing called a virus, whether it's polio or COVID-19? We have power over our own minds. And while we do what is necessary, we wear our mask and we follow our social distancing, because those are rules of this world that we live in. But in the world of mind and spirit, we can choose to know that only that which is beneficial to our health and well-being can flourish, because we keep our minds fixed on the joy of being, on the joy of wholeness, on the joy of wellness. And part of that is looking within ourselves and asking, have I any deeply buried what I perceive as benefits to being less than well? Does it give me a pass to not do what is mine to do this day? And is it worth it to use that pass to doing less instead of more? Am I being truly, wholly, holy if I do less than my best? It's my choice to be wholly holy only for an hour on a Sunday morning, or is my choice to be wholly holy 24 hours a day? Is it my choice to remember that holiness when things seem to be going badly? Do I choose to remember that holiness is godliness, is me? Holiness, godliness is the truth of the I am at the center of my being. And so maybe this is my mission, to make the choices one by one, to live in a more holy way, to make the choices that honor the holiness of I am. And the choice too, if I feel that I am failing in doing that, to say it is all right. You are that good and faithful servant of the Most High. And if you make a mistake, forgiveness is as close as your own mind, your own heart, your own holy, holy nature. So I take a minute now to consider what maybe I need to forgive within myself. Maybe an occasion when I expressed myself as less than holy. And so, as I look at that word, that action, whatever it was that makes me feel shame or blame or guilt, I wash it clean. The holiness that I am cancels out the mistakes of the past. The holiness that I now recognize as the truth of my God nature says it's all right. That God nature says, go thy way and do the best that you know how to do. And that is always enough. And you can always come home to the nature of God, that it is truly your nature right here, right now. The holy, holy self of me is the reality. And today I honor that reality as I honor what we call the feminine principle on this Mother's Day. This day on which we honor the mothers that bore us, the mothers through all of eternity that have brought forth and nourished new life. I honor that feminine principle, that feminine nature. For the I am that I am hosts the feminine principle and the masculine principle, that which embraces and nourishes, that which guards and guides, for the two truly are one. They are the one that is wholly holy. And I honor them in the earthly sense, the Father and the Mother. The Father, Mother, God. Knowing that it is all within. And when I have any doubt on this day of who and what I am, I choose to remember and embrace the words, I am wholly, holy right now. And that is because I am that which thou art, and thou art that which I am. Wholly, holy, always have been, always will be. I am wholly, holy, holy. One with that which created me. One with the holiness of God itself. One with that Spirit which is everything and everywhere. And I sing to myself, I am, I am, I am holy, 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 holy. holy, holy. And so it is. And thank you for being with me for the meditation. And we'll move now into our service. And I have to tell you, maybe you can say a word of prayer on behalf of Reverend Therese, who is feeling unwell today, is why she's not here. I'm Reverend Therese for today, a little bit taller, a little bit bigger around, but we can send our knowledge that she is truly wholly holy in her own being, right here, right now. When I come out of meditation, it's hard for me to change gears right away. I'm whee, and that is fine. Let's begin our service by reading our opening affirmation together. Do you have the little pink sheet? Ah, you do. I plant new seeds in my garden of life. The seeds are those of loving relationships, radiant health, prosperity, and creativity. I dig out the weeds of anxiety, limitation, and fear so that the good can grow and bear fruit. Thoughts are the seeds, and I am the thinker. I do the planting, and I reap the harvest. I tend my garden with wisdom, and so it is. And if there are any little ones in hearing distance, or if there are any parents who have little ones in their home, or if there are bigger children in grown-up bodies, know that our Growing Spirit Circle word for today is patience. And how many little children have a whole lot of that? But is it something that they need to learn? Probably is. Without patience, people might plant a seed in the ground and want the flower right away. When we practice patience, we do things now that will bring us fruit or flowers in the future, or are good in some form, that new job, the new car, the new home. We study all kinds of things that we will use many years from now. People who are patient do not whine and complain. They make the world a kind and gentle place, and other people feel safe around them. What a gift to make other people feel safe around us. And the affirmation is, no matter what, I trust God that all is well. So if you'd like to repeat that with me, no matter what, I trust God that all is well. Thank you. And with that, let's get into our message for the day, which I have to warn you, because I only found out at 9 o'clock last night that I was going to be speaking today, is maybe, well, I'll trust that the message is what needs to be heard, regardless of how much time went into the preparation. The original title that I was going to be speaking on next week was This Too is God. And what does that mean to you? Does it mean the virus? Does it mean the destruction of something by fire? Does it mean that there is poverty and illness on this earth? Can we say that this too is God? Well, it might be hard to do, but if God is all that is, which is our teaching, but that God created mankind with free will, and that the mind of mankind, individually and collectively, brings into our physical experience the things that have been believed and taught and bought into through all of the generations of life. So if we want this earth and our experience here to look a little more godlike or a little more holy, there's only one thing we can do about it. Change our minds, a little at a time maybe, and hopefully that spreads to where we concentrate on that which is good and whole and nurturing and nourishing and well. That we praise our world into being by praising what we see as good, praising health, even if we've got a cough or a sniffle or an upset stomach, praising our bodies, praising the body of our earth, praising life that appears joyous and exuberant, and pay as little attention as possible to talking about the ain't it awful. Isn't it terrible what we're having to do during this awful virus? Get our minds into the holy. Get our minds into the space of wellness and joyousness and what we can do instead of what we're closed off from. If we can concentrate on that, we can lift up the world, maybe in tiny, tiny bits, but enough people concentrating on the good, on the wholeness, on realizing that we are holy. And if this planet and our manifest universe is the body of God, we concentrate on that and look for the evidence of that instead of cursing or stressing what doesn't appear to be going right. We can make a difference. There is something here that I'm going to put a little bit out of sequence. According to David R. Hawkins, who calibrated human consciousness from its lowest vibration, which is shame, to its highest, which is enlightenment, higher consciousness radiates a beneficial and healing effect on the world. Using kinesthetic testing, Hawkins created a chart to explain in detail what the mystics have always known. Love is more powerful than hatred, and the truth sets us free. As an example, one individual who has raised her consciousness calibration to 500, which is love, counterbalances 750,000 individuals. For whatever reason, I've lost the remainder of that, but I'm assuming 750,000 individuals who are on a low vibration. So think of that. You by yourself, coming from love, your vibrations are more powerful than 750,000 individuals who are coming from a lower place. So you see, it's not that impossible. If we can only, for a few seconds or a few minutes a day, remember that we are holy, and that this earth is holy, we may be part of the cure for what we call a pandemic. We can start a new pandemic, a pandemic of wellness, of holiness, of perfect well-being. So if we do our part, and we're here right now, and we're in a Center for Spiritual Living, which means that we are believe, or at least we're interested in looking into the idea that mind controls conditions. That if my condition today is not exactly as I like it, the power of my mind can change the experience. That every thought I have ever thought, every feeling I have ever felt has created the consciousness and the me that is standing here right now. So if I want to change my life in some way, okay, yeah, I get dizzy sometimes. Part of that's being 81 years old, and or there's race consciousness talking. I am limiting myself. Did you know there's a psalm in the Bible, Psalm 78, that says that all sorts of bad things happened because they limited the Holy One of Israel. And of course, that people thought that Israel was the only nation that God could be involved with. So I tell in my classes so often, I say, do not limit the Holy One. Well, I will say of Israel, it sounded kind of cool. Do not limit the Holy One. And what does that look like for you? If you say, I'm only, and you follow it with a job that you don't consider very uplifting or very important, you are limiting the Holy One. If you say, I'll never have the kind of home that I really want, because you are limiting the Holy One. If instead you say, I am grateful for the home I have, and someday I will demonstrate the home that I truly desire, that has that south-facing patio and a huge flower bed, all of the flowers I could want, and it has enough bedrooms so I can have my family come and stay, and it's got this fantastic kitchen. You write a list of the home that you wish to embody, the home that you wish to create in your mind, and keep your thoughts fixed on that. Keep it away from limitation. My house is so little, my kitchen is so small, it doesn't have enough cupboards. Get away from those thoughts. You are strengthening your belief in littleness, in less than. Think larger thoughts. This is all about thinking more largely about who and what you are, not just in the physical sense. It's not just about a kitchen. Think more largely about yourself. If you don't, you are limiting the Holy One that is as holy in you as it was in Jesus. Can you imagine that? That I am in you is as holy as the marvelous being that we call Jesus. He's the one who said, greater things than I have done, you will do. He's the one who says, it is not me, but the Father within that doeth the works. He said, go out and do it. Go out and be it. Playing small doesn't suit your holiness. There are some wonderful affirmations, and one of them is Raymond Charles Barker. Well, Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker says, I know that the love which envelops everything flows through me, and with it there goes a confidence, a sense of joy and freedom, a buoyant enthusiasm for living, a zest for life. That was one of the messages I sent out earlier this week. If you're not on my morning message list and you would like to be, talk to me after the service. You give me your name and your email address really clearly printed, and I'll put you on my list. And here's another quotation, this one from the Science of Mind. Our belief sets the limit to our demonstration. So if you want to demonstrate a Ferrari in your driveway, you don't concentrate on pictures of Volkswagens. You might embrace your Volkswagen for the present time, but you build your image in your mind. You build the mold of that Ferrari. You don't limit the Holy One. Here's another little article. Place no limits on God. We manifest the infinite to the degree that we are aligned with it. If we have little good, we must get a bigger bucket to hold the infinite good that is available to us. And how do we do that? By thinking a larger thought, as I talked about last week, I think, but getting a bigger bucket. If you're thirsty and you have cattle and they're thirsty, and you have a dog and a couple of cats and they're thirsty, and you go to the well, do you take a teacup or do you take a bucket? If you could have everything you wanted, all the riches that you wanted, and there was a place in Red Deer where you could go and scoop a container into a pot of gold coins and rubies and diamonds and emeralds, what size container would you take? And in this pool of riches, there isn't any limitation. It'll never run out. So are you going to take a cup? Are you going to take a bucket? Or are you going to take a tanker truck? It doesn't matter to that pool of resources. There's enough for all, and it'll keep refreshing itself. Can you get that as a concept? That is a reality for us. And the supplier, the source of this good, the source of this all good is God Himself. And that isn't something sitting up there on one of those clouds, a man with a long white beard. That which God is, we are. That which we call God is your own nature. God is all that is. God is all the love there is, all the power there is, all of the wisdom there is, all the love there is. God is all of that. God is all of the substance there is. The universe itself is the body of God. Each one of us are of the body and the mind and the spirit of God. So we can draw from the divine storehouse as we will, so long as we can get our minds around it, that we are entitled to that it is not withheld from us except by our own limited thinking. So if are we feeling that we are not experiencing enough love in our lives? Why? Where are we thinking limitation? Are we thinking people don't like me or people don't love me because? Change your thinking and start with knowing that where the love has to start is within yourself. Do you love yourself a little bit? Do you approve of yourself just that little bit, maybe? Then how can you expect to draw to yourself that kind of love and approval and respect? It has to start in your own mind, in your own soul, if you will. I am wholly holy, even if my past actions didn't always look like that. There's nobody, like I said, nobody sitting on a cloud keeping track. As soon as we decide that the past is gone and we let ourselves off the hook, then we're starting fresh from the wholly holy. What would that holy part of me do in this situation? What decision would the holy of me do? What would the holy of me think? What would the holiness of me concentrate on? at a time when I'm going through something that seems to be pretty rough? Can I concentrate and focus on and praise the good in my life, no matter how meager it seems to be at times? Can I go to that place of praising and joyousness, not about what I don't have, but about what I do have, and let it grow from there? This is what being holy, holy is all about, is remembering that it's not only on the days when we figure we've done a good job that we're holy, it's every day. Even the days when we don't like ourselves a lot, the basic truth is still there. Oh, and here's a nice little piece of information. Face the fear. Do not be confused over appearances of form, like the virus. Instead, know that our use of the law can change any form which is not harmonious. We must name the condition and then know the truth, investing more energy into the truth than in the appearance. Watching the news can become an active prayer session. So you look at the news, and yes, that is factually what is going on in our world right now, but we can be praying and knowing there is a greater good at work beneath the surface, simmering away there, ready to express wholeness, wellness, and holiness. If more of us can think it, imagine if 100,000 people, or let's say 1 million people, I think the world is somewhere between 7 and 8 billion right now. Is that right? Anybody know the numbers? Something like that. But if 1 million people meditated for 24 hours a day, let's say that million kept exchanging. 1 million meditated for this hour, and another million would take over, meditating at a high frequency on only good and more good expressing. It doesn't need to be in fluent verbose language, but just spend an hour a day thinking good and seeing good. What might happen in our world? What might happen to how the food in our world was distributed? How the good of all kinds in our world was distributed? And excuse me, I need to grab a tissue. Oh, pardon me. Well, we went through that your higher consciousness benefits the world. Here's an interesting quote from Michael Beckwith. He says, in God awareness, problems dissolve because there are no real problems. In the mind of God, there are only perfect patterns of existence and divine ideas. So in God awareness, there aren't any problems. So if somebody here has a problem and they want it to dissolve and go away, that's what you need to do, is go to God awareness. Because in the mind of God, there are no problems. And I'm going to go to a few affirmations here. And if you have a pen and paper handy, you might want to write these down and use them. And again, this is from Michael Beckwith. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy, peaceful, and strong. May I give and receive appreciation today. And I might change those a little bit to a today format and an I am format. Today I am happy. Today I am safe. Today I am healthy, peaceful, and strong. Today I give and receive appreciation. Now I'll change those, and if you will repeat them after me with each one. Try to get them in your mind. Today I am happy. Today I am happy. Today I am safe. Safe. Today I am healthy, powerful, and strong. I am healthy, powerful, and strong. Today I give and receive appreciation. Today I give and receive appreciation. Now, how do you think you might feel if you use those affirmations every morning when you first get up, when you head for the bathroom, and look in the mirror and tell yourself, today I am happy. Today I am safe. Today I am healthy, peaceful, and strong. Today I give and receive appreciation. My nature is wholly holy right now, and I only go to more and more, and I allow the Holy One to express more fully in my experience. I do not limit the Holy One of Israel. I open the door, I open the gates, and let the Holy One express fully in ways of joy and wellness, in ways of prosperity and abundance, in ways of loving relationships, in ways of joyousness, self-appreciation. I appreciate you way more when I can appreciate myself. I have to learn to love myself before I can truly love others. And so I invite you, I ask you to treat yourself today as wholly holy. And so it is. Okay, our closing. Well, we come to the prosperity portion of our program. And we begin it, of course, by reading our prosperity affirmation together. It is the Father's good pleasure to give me the kingdom, and it is my place to rule that kingdom with wisdom, enjoying its abundance and sharing that good with all. There is no need to hold tightly to what I have, for my supply has no limit. I give freely and accept fully, and so it is. And as you're probably quite aware, we don't have a whole lot of people in churches these days, but our expenses keep on. They keep on keeping on. Ask Juliet, she's our paymaster and writes the checks. And do our utility bills go away?
No.
Do our condo fees go away?
No.
Do any of our other expenses go away?
No, they're all there.
They're all there, right. So that means that because people who are here, it's easy. You can put something in an envelope and drop it in the basket. But you who are watching from home, please keep us in mind and know that if you want our center to be here and healthy when things free up, please remember that you can send a check to Red Deer Center for Spiritual Living, Box 28075, Red Deer, T4N7C2. Or you can go to our website, www.csl@reddeer.org, and there's a donate button. And we ask you to examine your own nature and see how you can share, how you can help to make sure our doors are still open when our holy earth is back and moving in the ways we're accustomed to. And I thank you for that. By the way, you can also, by phoning the center, and there's usually someone here on Monday mornings and Tuesday mornings and Thursday mornings, and you could probably be sent a form or emailed a form that would let you contribute on a monthly basis by having it come directly from your bank account to the center's bank account. And I'm going to ask for one of those myself, Juliet. So you can email me one because I hardly have any checks left because we don't operate with paper checks that much these days. So thank you for that. And let's read our closing affirmation. Today I live in the present moment. My total attention is given to each task and to every relationship. There is a joy and vitality in this, for I am not burdened by thoughts of yesterday or what comes next. Only this precious moment and all that it contains. God is good, life is good, and so am I, and so it is. And now just stay with me for a closing treatment. Can be your opening treatment too, since I didn't do one. Right here and right now is the perfect time and the perfect way to express my joy in knowing that God truly is all that is, that God is fully present at every point in the universe, in every soul, in every heart, in every being. And that makes every heart, every soul, every being holy, holy. And I celebrate that holiness in you. I celebrate it in myself. I celebrate it in all of mankind. And I celebrate the holiness of all of creation, of all creatures, of the earth itself. So with loving thanks, I release these words into an infinite law, into an infinite good. And so it is.